Hey everybody, this is Pam at the Paper Outpost with her inky fingers, and today is craft chat. That's right, this is the time that I settle down, well, sort of, and I answer your crafty questions. So let's see, and I'm also going to be making some, I'm going to be using up the scraps on my desk and making some clusters. So that will be what the hands are doing, and the mouth will be answering questions. So here we go. Okay, let me just check. Are we? Yes, we're recording. Crazy Mad Crafter says, I love your videos. I also love your Etsy shop and have ordered some of your FUNDLEs, which are great. I would love to know if you have made a video on how you made your glue holder. If you haven't, is there any possibility that you would in the future? Yes, absolutely. I think I have or explained it. I'm not quite sure if I actually made one, but if I didn't, I may have. I have over 600 videos, so sometimes I forget. But I will definitely show you how I made that. For those of you who have not seen this glorious creation, here it is. Yep. And the front, it's made out of water bottles. You know, I just cut water bottles in half. And this one is supposed to hold the glue stick. This one holds my Fabrifix, which is in a Sugar Bells icing piping bottle. I like the little metal tip. It gives me a nice thin glue stream. And oops, sorry. And I pop it in there. Now you can see you see in there that there is some glue residue on the inside. A little bit oozes out, but it becomes its own natural stopper. So if you don't mind losing a little bit in the beginning, it actually works quite well because you could just grab and go. You know, there's no waiting for the glue to come down. There's no volcano of glue that comes out the top of your bottle. None of that. Sometimes this might get stuck in here, so all you do is twist it and it pops right out. It's almost like its own screw cap. It's the weirdest thing. And this one holds my art glitter glue. And it's funny because I almost gave up on art glitter glue because apparently we must have had a cold winter here and it went all freaky town on me, kind of chunky and weird. But then I don't know how, but it healed itself and I popped it out and it works just fine. It works totally just fine. Just like it did in its infancy. I mean, it's like as good as new. Like it had a facelift or something, you know, it just looks grand. So I also put that in a Sugar Bells icing piping bottle for thin distribution. So I got my wet white glue, I got my clear silicone glue, and I got my little Scotch Create glue stick place. And I will make one of these so you can see what that is like. So it's super easy and it uses up scraps and you'll be so happy. Okay. I'm still here. I'm just reading I have moved my computer. Okay. Kane54 asks, at 2:34 in the video, Easy Fabric Envelopes No-Sew Technique, in the old spy movies, didn't they steam the envelopes open? Wonder if that would work on those bottom seams. Okay, I must have been fuddling with a bottom seam of an envelope that had sealed. Yes, and you know, I totally forgot about that concept, and it's great to be reminded of these things. So yeah, if you have old envelopes and they have sealed on you, you could steam them. Put them over your tea kettle. If you have steam iron, leave them in the bathroom. Maybe they're all, after a shower, maybe they'll all pop open on you. Hey, we have techniques and options, and everything is worth a shot as far as I'm concerned. I agree with you, Kate. That's awesome. Ken Billups asks, Pam, I would like to purchase more of your Digikits where you print them. Do I have to use Etsy? No, I have an option where you don't have to use Etsy. So you can still use Etsy for my print and mail and my FUNDLEs. But if you would like an option, I have opened the door to accepting money orders for those. And if you want to use a money order for a print and mail set of 10 Digikits where I print them out and mail them to you, you can use a money order. So all you need to do is contact me at my email address for details on how to use a money order with me. And my email address is Pam at thepaperoutpost.com, and send me a message there, or yeah, that's the best way, and then I can get back to you because I check my email all the time. I'm much better at that than DMing on Facebook. You know, it's funny because I think DM means, it probably means digital message, and I think to me it means dear message. Dear, so I don't know why, that's what it runs across my little squirrel brain. Okay, so that's, oh, he had to read more, let me see. Oh, that was it, okay. And now I don't pre-read these, so anything could happen here. Okay, Buna, did you say, Okay, Buna Tetu said, did you say afterglow? You are a trip. So I want to thank you for being so cognizant of your camera, meaning how close or far you are when you're doing your magic. There is one artist who has the camera so far from her project that I can truly not see what is going on. A few expletives there. So sadly, I've had to give up on her. I found myself spending all my time cussing and getting upset. Not good. So I want to say thank you. You really pay attention to that. It makes all the difference. Okay, well, thank you for that. Rock on, girlfriend. She said, okay, well, there you go. I hope it's easy to see. I mean, and I know a lot of people watch on their phone, or they watch on their tablet, or they watch on their computer. And I know when I watch something on my phone, if something is far away in the picture, it's so hard to see. So I try and bring things up sometimes maybe a little too close, but that's why I do that. So I'm glad it's helping with some people. And so we'll keep going with that. I know I do a lot of hand flapping. I know. One woman told me she thought I was going to hit her in the face with my flapping hand. I get that. Okay. I must have some Italian in me. First video here, said TB. Who is Holly and what is he? Holly is my African gray parrot. He's 16 years old and he loves to twiddle-doo and toodle-dee in the background. And I also have some lovebirds, which you will hear chime in occasionally. Okay, so let's. I was going to make something, right? Okay, that was an easy one to answer. Let's get another question. I'm going to try to heart these after, so you know that yeah, just double check on here on the craft chat on Friday and see if I answered your question. Janice Gant asks, thanks for the fun idea. She's referring to a leaf, some paint, and brown paper video, how to make magical background papers. Thanks for the fun idea. I have brown paper from when I buy dog food from Chewy. What do you think of some of the second pass images on newspaper or large book page? Okay, this topic came up a lot, and the second pass image is, as far as I understand it, because I am not a mixed media expert, but when you ink with something, okay, this is the first pass. You put the ink on. It's probably not the best one to do this with. Okay. Yeah, that didn't work at all. Okay, let's not use that. Let us get something that actually works. That would be nice. Okay, I've got a brown, and let me get a different. It's that stamp. That's not the greatest stamp in the world. Okay, let's use this stamp. This one's good. Okay, little stamp here. This is cute, right? Okay, so this is called first pass. It's when you ink it up to Royal Heaven, and then you press, and you get that. And that, depending on what you're inking on, or if you can also do this with paint, you're going to have a more intense image. But a lot of people like the second image. Don't go back in there. Do this one. Now, I probably pushed extra hard there. But you can see the difference. Some prefer, there's maybe more detail. It's not so heavy around the edges. You get a little bit more detail. Probably if I used, I'm the worst stamper, so... okay, I'm going to put this on a foam pad, like you're supposed to have something soft underneath. Okay, I'm going to go for 3. What about third? Okay, there's barely anything there. Yeah, I don't know what that means. I would say probably number 2 is the best. Yeah, so first pass, second pass, third pass. I'll pass on 1 and 3, and number 2 looks very nice. But this first one, I don't want to just stamp off on a piece of paper and throw it away. I want to use that. So I consider there, I've just created a little... journal card. How cute, right? Okay. So yes, that's the second pass. And I think she's actually trying to be very polite, but she's trying to tell me, hey Doomcuff, it's the second pass that comes out with finer detail. And you're probably going to be happier with your images, with your the painting on the leaf and then putting it down. Don't use the first impression. Use the second one because it's lighter. And then somebody else came along and said this. I thought this was brilliant. I would have never thought of this in 100 million years. She said, sorry, I wish I could remember your name, but she said, put your paint down here, roll your brayer through the paint, and then if you have a leaf, I can't find a leaf for the life of me, so let's say this is a leaf. Then, and you're using the back of the leaf where all the ridges are and the veins, you roll your brayer over lightly on top of the ridges, and then you use that. Now, I don't remember if she also said use the second pass. She may have. But, yeah, I know, right? Pretty cool. So we'll try that in some future events. I haven't made anything yet. No, I've managed to tear a piece of paper. Okay, here we go. I'll just make one of these. All right, so yeah, I mean, there's a lot of fun things that you can do with paint and impressions and stuff like that, and we have only begun to play. We have only begun to play. Okay, Laura Klein says, where is the video, or how did you create the book cover? Now, this is pop-up idea number 3 for a junk journal page. I know the book cover she's referring to, so I'll explain it. Actually, I'll show it to you. Fabric over an old book, making a garden theme book for my mom, and that is a nice cover. Thanks, Pam. Okay, I will show you. This is the journal I'm currently working on, and this is the book cover. And I painted it. I have to put a little bit more paint there. But I just mixed a green and a white, and then I painted the book cover all over. And let me back up a little so you can see better. This is modeling paste. It's white modeling paste, so I used a stencil and put some white modeling paste and pulled the stencil off. That's what I got, a raised to finish. And I didn't, this book, I didn't put that down there, did I? No, I don't think so. I think these are the original inside covers. I haven't done anything with them yet. I didn't know how it was going to go. I got a little bit of paint there, but overall, not bad. You know, I did do some copper gilding around on the inside, but you could cover this side if you wanted to. So if you can see the edge, I carefully painted these edges of the book page. It's a little tricky, but you get used to it over time. It's a lot of fun, and you can use a book cover of any age. It can be a new one, an old one, it doesn't matter, and you can have a lot of fun with it. Absolutely. Okay, let me get to the next question. Joanne Henderson asks, enjoying these chats and sharing, referring to our craft chats here. Thank you. Questions. I have 1,000 of photos of my family in outs, holidays, etc. They are from the 1980s to the 2010. Could they be used in junk journals? They have a little gathering once a month for 25 years with crypt clues the week before to guess what they're doing or going to do. LOL, I have many snapshots. How can I repurpose all these photo albums, the ones which had the glue sheets and the plastic on top to protect the photos? Okay. Okay. You can totally use photos in a junk journal, and you're only limited by your own imagination. So I would say just go wild and have fun with it, and you can tuck, without destroying the photos, you can tuck them in pockets and tucks or envelopes, or in little flips, things like that. You can make little faux photo holders, and you know, like back in the old scrapbook days, they used to put a lot of photos. So if you want to check out some videos related to scrapbooking, you're going to find tons of ways to do it, because a lot of the skills in scrapbooking are brought over into junk journal making. We don't as much heavily focus on photos, but that's just a stylized aesthetic. You can focus on whatever you want, and I think what a great idea, and how fun, and can I be part of your family? Because that is just really cool. You know, how fun and exciting for people to get together and just have fun and do crazy things together, you know, and make photos and have little, like, okay, little secret cryptic message things. I mean, how fun is that, you know? So absolutely. You can make journal cards or tags. You can even make pockets out of photos. If you don't want to use the real photos, you can photocopy your photos so that you still have the originals, things like that, and go from there. So you are not limited at all. You think I'm looking for a book? I can't even find a book page for the life of me right now. Isn't that crazy? Yeah, now I've got 1 million of them around here. I'm always falling over them. Here, I was using this the other day. Let me use that. And there's just 1,000,001 things that you can do, and I think honoring the family and honoring different ways that you can present that without actually destroying the originals. You don't have to. Also, it's a nice way to display the originals, because maybe otherwise nobody would ever go back and look at these photos. You know, that happens a lot. You know, we take all these photos or over the years, and then nobody looks at them because they're not in a fun way. They're shoved in a box, or maybe in a, you know, those giant old photo albums which were heavy and clunky, and you kind of got it. It's like you flip the page, more photos, flip the page, more photos. But a junk journal, there's an extra layer of surprise and intrigue in the junk journal where you don't know what's coming next. There's maybe cryptic messages and surprises and things like that that are going on in your junk journal that may not necessarily occur in a scrapbook. Scrapbooks are awesome, don't get me wrong. I never really was a heavy-duty scrapbook person. I came in after scrapbooks had really gotten going, and it was the junk journal concept that piqued my interest. So if you have the skills from the scrapbook days, that's just more skills in your pocket. And honestly, I love to use old photos, vintage photos, antique photos in my junk journals, because I love to look at olden dates and olden times. But that's just my style. I mean, you can do any style that you want. You know, this is like a weird thing, but you never know. These things come in so handy. I mean, it's so handy. It's crazy. All right, let's just put you there. Let me show you what I have for me photos. Okay, all right. Oh, this is what, oh, it's going to make a mess, I'm sure. Oh, yeah, there goes all that. There goes that. There goes that. Okay, yeah, it's all right. It's okay. Here's how I store them. Yeah, here they are in this big, beautiful tin. And just these really, I just love these old photos of these people. And that's part of what I love to collect, are old black and white photos. They traverse through all the different decades. It's not just the 1800s. But I don't know. I just, like, even the blurry ones. I love the blurry ones. Who's this guy? What's he doing? Does he live there? You know, what's going on? And sometimes there's little mystery messages on the back, and you can find out about their history. Like, who's she and where's she going? She's got some fancy shoes on for snow. Okay, she's all bundled up top, but those shoes, yep, they were made for walking. She's got something on her mind. And how about this old one? Yeah, that's a classic, isn't it? My dad had one like that. So yeah, truly, I'm all about the photos and using them. I think it also gives your book some personal touch and character to it, anchoring it to, you know, a person's life. And see, you don't even have to know the person for it to be cool to use. How can I be out of scraps? That's all I got. This is all I have left. All right, that's what I got to make something out of. Okay, just make something. Just cross them. You don't think about it, Pam. Just make them. You're too far away. They won't be able to see what you're doing. Okay, there we go. All right, so these are just like odd things. All you need is a central place to stick all this stuff. Okay. And then I like that little black thread I have there. I'm going to just layer this up. Okay, layer all those. And then, I don't even do a bow or anything. It's too complicated. Just going to cross it and maybe like a pretzel. I don't know, I'm just going to stick it on here. Put it there. It's sort of bowish. And staple. So, you know what it is. Okay, there. That's amazing, isn't it? I know, it doesn't take much. To me, that's amazing. I don't know, maybe you're thinking, oh God, what is that? But then next thing you know, look, I got this little pile of it. Look, I got like I got 4 done talking with you guys. Okay, so when I went through the Mother's Day sale event, I went through a lot of my personal pre-mades, my personal embellishments, my personal clusters, my personal journal cards, my personal this, my personal that. And envelopes, pockets, tucks, you name it. I went through everything. And it really felt good to share those with everybody. So I hope you enjoyed those. Also, I depleted my supply. So I'm all excited again to make little things. And so you're probably going to see me making a lot of little things again, just so they have them at the ready. And these are not necessarily finished, but they're little starter ones. Or they could be finished, you know. I mean, these are fun to put on the top of a journal card, or let's say you have a something like that, you can just stick that on there and off you're going, you know. So you've got possibilities. So it's a great thing if you can get yourself into the rhythm of cleaning up your desk and making something out of the stuff that's still on your desk. Boy, then you really you have the world by its shoulders, you know what I mean? Okay, so let's put those over there. And let's see another question. That was a great question. Thank you. Okay, now we have Sarah Shaw. Hi, could you please introduce us to your parrots? We hear them, but we cannot see them. If you want to see them, Holly shows up in the dried flowers video. So if you go to my main page and you search on the, there's a little search icon. It looks like a magnifying glass. Just type in dried flowers, and Holly does show up there, and he has his little debut there. And if you want to see some photos of them, I do have them in my community tab. So if you go to my main channel on YouTube, and then you click on the community tab, scroll down, and you'll see pictures of Holly, the Lovies, Sunbun, and others. And somebody was asking, could we see angels? See, when I started this channel, I had a different Maltese that has since passed away. but his name was Angel, and he was very old, but he would always be here with me in the craft room. And so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a picture of my old pups. I had 4, but they were full grown. 4 Maltese dogs at the same time. I know. And that's actually why they passed away so close to each other. That's really hard, boy. If you ever have pets that are around the same age, I think, you know, if we get more dogs, we're going to spread them out a little bit. But we're happy with one right now. We're older, we're a little slower. But at the time, you know, so there was Ludwig, Penelope, Samantha, and Angel. And after my mom passed away, I got Angel. So that was very nice. And so yes, they knew of the crazy crafting thing, and they were definitely part of my world and my life. And most of them were around when I wasn't videotaping. It was pre the Paper Outpost, but I was just making junk journals. I was learning and watching videos and practicing techniques and trying to see how I could make things easier or more fun, or being able to do things more quickly or efficiently. So they were there through all of that. Boy, could they tell stories. Let me tell you, the pup dates that we would hear. But they never had a chance to meet Sunshine. But their presence is always here in the house with us. And they're very welcoming of Sunshine. They think I do better with a dog, yes. And the parrot, and so we have parrot and lovebirds and dogs, so we're a very full zoo over here. PJ Cimarelli asks on the video called Quasi Collage Journal Page Design Idea, Step-by-Step Tutorial. Okay, she asks, hi Pam. Question, as I was watching your collage covered book, somehow your video was cut off. I can't imagine that ever happening. No, never. And I was only able to see your last few bits of paper added to the page. But what I was interested in was, how did you complete the front and the back cover after you collaged it? Could there be an extension video that I missed? I will have to go look, and I do recall way back when where for some reason my camera just turned off, and or I hit the button. That happens. Sometimes if I go to grab my camera to move it to show you something, I inadvertently hit the off button. I cannot tell you how many times that has happened. So yeah, Murphy obviously got involved there. If there is a follow-up, sometimes I realized it and sometimes I didn't. I'm not very good. Okay, I don't edit, and sometimes I just put my videos up. I don't go back and look at them, which I probably should, but I don't always have the time to do that. So if I record it and I hear there's audio and it seems like everything is in the frame, I just roll with it. So there's probably a lot of foibles and mistakes and bloopers and things like that that I have no idea that are even out there. Oh my gosh. But I'm thinking, if it was a collaged video, how would I have sealed it? Okay. If I did a good job of anchoring down all the little curly uppies, because if I'm collaging different pieces, I'm either maybe using glue stick on the back of them to stick down to a page, or I'm building a page from collaged pieces. Sometimes I do that. And as long as everything is sealed well, I might just use that page and lay it down on a cover and almost use it as a piece of fabric. And just use book, like hospital corners around the book cover to seal it all in. Now, I could leave it as is if I feel that it's not going to be damaged by regular hand touching. If I feel it might be damaged by regular hand touching, I will either spray it with an acrylic sealer. Let me show you an example here. There's a bunch out there that you can use. There we go. Here's just a bunch. Okay, we got Krylon matte finish. That's a good one. We got Aleene's gloss finish if you want a shiny one. Krylon UV archival in satin. So if you really want to super protect, it won't, you can expose it to light and sunlight and stuff like that, and it'll be okay. Also, you can coat it with Mod Podge. That's always the good old standby. Some people don't like the feel of Mod Podge on your work, but one thing I can tell you that makes it really kind of cool is if you take if you take a tea towel and lay it over your work and then lightly iron over top of that, it'll kind of melt the Mod Podge into a flatness feeling. It has a completely different texture than the Mod Podge just painted on. So you might want to practice that aside on a little example collage. Coat it with Mod Podge on the top, let it dry completely and seal, and then take a tea towel and then lightly iron over your Mod Podge cover or whatever your example is, and see if you like that feeling. I love that feeling. It has a really, really cool, flat, smooth, like smooth feeling to it, unlike the Mod Podge on its own. Just a little thought there I thought I'd share. Okay, what else we got? Okay, so Jennifer Mott asks, "Hi Pam, I have made a couple of journals from old books and keep the covers intact. I want to add a ribbon closure to the books. Will it work to put eyelets in the old book covers?" Absolutely, yes, it will work. The big kicker is you want to get an eyelet with a long enough shank. So like the regular ones that we use through paper probably, depending on the thickness of your book page, won't work, because it won't go all the way through the book cover. If it's a standard, regular old book cover, these might be, whoops, sorry, these might be too small in the shank. Yeah, okay. See that? Not long enough. Okay, because just a bit. Your book cover is thick, so you're going to have a shank that is long enough. That's the bottom part of the mushroom of the eyelet. That's going to go all the way through this. But you can buy eyelets that have longer shanks. I don't exactly know what the length is, but this is like average length. So you want something longer than that. And I don't know the exact length of this one, but this is like a standard eyelet length. These are the 3/16 ones, and I think some of these are by We Are Memory Keepers, but other ones I just bought online looking for the 3/16 inch size. You can also buy them in metric size, whatever the comparable number is for that, but that will, yeah, absolutely, and you can punch the holes easily with your Crocodile 2 Big Bite tool. It will punch right through book cover quite nicely, and if you are unable to get the eyelet, you can always build a faux eyelet out of, you can make a little, like what looks like a reinforcement out of paper, and you could even Mod Podge it or something like that and put it right over the hole, so it'd be a little like a little donut right over that, and you could put that on the inside and the outside and run your ribbons through that. That'll give it extra strength so it won't fray the paper there at all. That's a fun idea. Yep. Absolutely, you can do that. And Cindy Keat asks, "Love your craft room. Want to come do mine?" I've been looking at wood cabinets to use, and I love yours. Do you know where you got them? I would really like to see a paper making video and also a red cabbage paper dyeing video. I have a bag that I only put white scraps in to make paper one day. Of course, that bag is now 3 bags. I think it's time to make some paper. Thanks for all the inspiration you share with us. And she's talking about my craft room tour, which I did, I believe, last year or the year before. My craft room looks nothing like that anymore because I think it stayed nice and clean like that for a day. And then, of course, I crafted, and then, you know, it was all over. But I do have a small announcement. I reorganized my craft room this past weekend. It was a big thing, but I really wanted to do it. I didn't do a deep clean of every drawer or anything like that. Basically what I did was I took my furniture and I put it where I really wanted it. And I will show this in video, but I want to clean up first because I've already crafted and it looks like a craft bomb went off here. Okay. But what I did was I had one desk here and then one desk here along the window. And this desk was my electric up and down desk, which I love, but I wanted to get this electric desk by the window. So I had to clear everything out of the way, pull this desk out, and then slide the electric desk against the window. So I have more natural light coming from all sides. There's a bay window here, and I like to utilize the natural light along with a regular light bulb light. So I think it gives us good light. Hope so. And I also can look outside at the same time, so I can see who's walking by and who's coming up the walk, and I can see the Amazon guy and the UPS guy, and I can see when my neighbors come and go. And I'm like I'm nosy Sally Pants in the neighborhood. I can see everything from here. It's awesome. But in front of me, which I will show you in a future video, I have a room divider screen. It has a decorative wood carvings on it, and you can see through it. So, and it also gives me an awesome place to hang things. So I've hung all my scissors there, and I hang things with either hooks or with clothespins. And I can hang little paper things with clothespins, and I can hang my tools with hooks. And I even, at the top, I hung my clunkier tools like my crocodile corner chompers and my crocodile #1. At the very top, I can just rest them right on top, and they're separated by clothespins. I'll show you that when I clean everything up and that kind of thing. But what else? Oh, I got to tell you. I dealt with my scrap pile. I know. And it was enormous, and it was mushrooming, and it was all over the place. So, you know, what exactly did I do with it? Okay, so basically I took 2 garbage bags, not to throw out, but just so I could physically move the bulk out of my craft room because I was falling over it. I put it in the 2 garbage bags, and they are now safely outside in the garage, which I really have to clean my garage next. That's the next thing. But I had a steamer trunk full of ephemera mixed with paper scraps, and they all sort of merged together. I had them in 2 separate containers in there, and they just, you know, over time, everything just sort of intermingles, and I couldn't find anything. So I went through all of that and separated it all, and I'm so excited about that. That's so much more functional. Under this desk, which used to have piles of scraps, now I have a big box of ephemera. And what's that? Oh, I have FUNDLEs that are ready to ship in another box, which is functional. That's good. Sunshine has 2 beds in the craft room now. He has the bed beside me under the bay window, which he's in right now. He seems to like that one. And then he has this little cat den in the back corner where the old bed used to be. So that's kind of nice. He's got a 2-for special. He's been upgraded to the suite. And I also organized the top shelf on my bookshelf. Oh, I'm sorry. That woman was asking, where did I get my drawers of many drawers? Hobby Lobby. I don't know if they still carry them anymore, but they did for a while. And they're very light, which makes it easy for them to move them. And I have metal ones and wooden ones, and those make it easy to store things. I also have a whole wall full of the plastic drawer, like 6-tier drawer, 5-tier drawer, plastic drawer, rolling cart things. And those are handy. I don't think they're that pretty, but they are functional. And so right now that's what it is. But okay, what else did I clean? Oh, on top of those rolling carts, it was a disaster. Everything just kept getting piled up higher and higher and higher, and it wasn't organized, and I couldn't find stuff. And the inner me was screaming, you know you have it, it's right there, you just can't see it or find it because it's all piled on top of itself. So I cleaned all of that off. I organized. There's another pile of ephemera over there. There's my box of stamps, my box of stickers, my box of pre-made embellishments that I still had. It's funny, you know, I still had tons, so I've organized those. They're in their own special box. And yeah, I just tidied all that up. And now I have a big box of really cool postcards, a big box of old handwritten letters. So I just cleaned off my horizontal spaces. I guess that's what I'm really trying to say. And that made it just fun and dandy because now I feel like I know where my stuff is. It's not perfect. It's not like what I would call super pretty, but it's so much more functional than it was. And what I'm learning is that just because something looks pretty, it doesn't necessarily mean it's functional. Because if you find that you clean something up and you spend hours and hours cleaning, and then just like 2 weeks later, it's a disaster. And I'm not just talking what's on your desk because you're crafting. I'm talking what's on the horizontal surfaces on your drawers and cupboards and cabinets and what is positioned around on the floors, that kind of stuff. If that goes like mayhem, if you just have mayhem, then it's not efficient and the design isn't right because number one, it might look pretty at the moment, but it's maybe not pretty, or it's not very easy to put things away quickly or retrieve things quickly. So something has to be retrievable easily and quickly, and put backable easy and quickly. So I'm starting to discern, yes, in my old age now, I'm starting to discern what truly matters. And to me, function is more important than pretty when I'm creating, when I'm making videos, when I'm packing fundles, when I'm, I just like function flow is very important. Now, if I can take that function flow and make that pretty, well, that's the cat's pajamas, right? Then we're all happy. But so I'm at the functional stage. So I took a bunch of pictures before, during, and after, so you can see it, and I'll post those probably in my community thing, or maybe on Instagram. Maybe I'll put them in both places. We'll see. I'll figure it out. And I was going to video record it. I have no idea how people can do the video recording of how they clean their room or something like that, because I wouldn't know where to put the camera and then turn it on, and then I'd have to edit, and that goes into the editing world, and I'm not a big editor, so and then you'd have to speed it up and slow it down, and then I don't want to. I just don't want to. I'd rather craft. So, but I will show you the pictures of the transformation, and I can probably do a walk around video of the finished event. And if anybody's able to glean some ideas from it, awesome. Or if you can think of ideas like, it might be a much better idea to consider this for ease of use or efficiency or something like that, because maybe all we need is to think, somebody to share an idea that we never thought of. And there we go. We're off and running. So with that, I think we are off and running for this craft chat. Thank you so much for your questions. I love reading them. I love knowing what's going on in your brain. And I love to pick your brain for ideas too. So when you see me making things on my videos and you do the head slap moment and you say, why don't you just do this? Because it would be so much easier. Or have you thought of this? Maybe you haven't done it this way. I'm totally open to that. I love that. I think it's wonderful. So thank you very much for adding your thoughts and ideas, because they just don't help me. They help everybody else who comes along and sees and reads these. So thank you very much for adding to our paper loving community here. So if you have not, then make sure that you sign up for my free monthly emailed newsletter. You get a free digital image every month, along with a checklist of supplies for journal making, a note from the bookmaker which explains what a junk journal is and how to use it. It comes in Word and PDF, and you can change it and make it your own or use it as is with my blessings. A page list of ideas, junk journal tips, updates from me, so much more. Make sure you sign up for that. The link is down below. And also my videos, they come out Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays, 7 a.m. Eastern Time. My Etsy shop, I occasionally have journals and bundles for sale in my Etsy shop, as well as vintage Digikits, which are collections of 5 pages of images that are themed, like birds or Victorian or celestial or calligraphy. I always think of those 4. I don't know why. I have 156 kits, and there's all sorts of ones like Paris, life, and magazine covers, and butterflies, and dragonflies. I mean, there's just like so many, and lots of fun to pick from. They're very generally very easy to cut apart, and they're great to use for pockets and tucks and things like that. And if you don't have a printer at home, I have a print and mail service. If you would like to have those, I will print those out and ship them to you for one flat fee, and that includes free priority mail shipping. You don't need to buy the individual kits. Just send me a list of the kits names that you want, the Digikits names that you want, and I will print those out and mail those to you. So you email me at pam@thepaperoutpost.com, or you can message me through Etsy with your list, and I will go ahead and ship those out to you. And I sell FUNDLEs as well. So FUNDLEs are collections of old and interesting papers that you might want to play with or add to your junk journals. For example, old ledger and postcards and receipts, or hand-dyed paper that I make myself, or very interesting vintage and antique book pages, and a whole plethora of other things. There's 100 pieces per bundle. And let's see what else. I have an Amazon shop where you can find favorite tools and supplies. Or, for the lady who was asking about the craft storage ideas, I have a craft storage idea section in my Amazon shop. So if you're looking for things with little drawers, I put a lot of things that have little drawers, because we like little drawer things often in the junk journal world. And also, what else? I have a merchandise shop. Hey, if you are looking for, if you like the Create with Reckless Abandon phrase and you'd like to see that on a t-shirt or a coffee mug or a sweatshirt or a zipped hoodie, something like that, a tote bag, I've got you covered. So great gift giving for yourself or family or friends. There you go. And if you like or find value here, please like, subscribe, and share this video. And all my links are in the drop-down description box below. And remember, most of all, that fun can be simple. And create with reckless abandon, everybody. And we will see you next time. Bye-bye.